Guess what time it is today? It is Take Home Tuesday at 2 here at Hen Chicks Studio. And you know, we have this little bell. Well, today it's a chirp, chirp, chirp for our little birdies out here. We're actually making something outside today. So head on over here to the table with me, and Cameron is joining me once again. Cameron, go ahead and say hello.
Yes, hi.
I'm going to sneak around behind and come over here. Now, you know, we're about all things creative at Hen Chicks Studio, and we haven't done anything necessarily with sewing per se. Which I think some people get intimidated because they think they have to sew to be creative, but you do not. So today, last week we did some friendship bracelets, but we're kind of concentrating on things that maybe you could do as a summer project or outside. I know the girls are still asking for food, but we're not doing food yet because our retreat center is so busy that we can't use the kitchen up there. So today we're actually going to feed our little birdies, and we are outside, so you hear the traffic buzzing by, and Sharon went by and she walked around. She didn't want to be on the video, although she did wave at us now. But we welcome you here to Conrad. If you haven't been on the outside of our studio, now you get to see it. Today we are making some birdseed bells. So you see on the table, I bet you wondered when you saw all this stuff here, what in the world are we doing? A fun, simple project, great for outside. I know as Goldie and Virginia, we got a big truck going by, but as Goldie, Virginia, and Heidi are preparing, and you're going on vacation too.
I am, yes.
A lot of you go on vacation and you may be looking for a project to do. Well, this could be a good one for you. So it's actually, I'm going to take this one out. This is kind of the last step that we would do. But it's really it's basically a suet ball that we're making into a bell shape. So very simple project today. Again, Goldie maybe, or Virginia maybe will step up a little bit here so everybody can hear me really well because we have a lot of background noise. So what do I need to do this? I need birdseed. I have my handy dandy measuring cups. I need some good old light corn syrup. I also need some unflavored gelatin, some string, and now you can use flour or cornmeal, but we're using things we had, and I had corn muffin mix, so we're using that as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started today, and I have a 1/4 cup of water already preheated in this cup. For each bell this size, you want about a 1/2 packet or a teaspoon of gel, of the unflavored gelatin in there. So we're going to guess. So go ahead and dump about a 1/2 of it into that water.
Okay.
So it can dissolve in the water. Good. And give it a stir around. And then we're going to also add in a tablespoon to that mixture. I feel like we should be making scotcheroos with corn syrup. Of corn syrup in there. And she's getting that all mixed up together. Meanwhile, I'm going to take see, we got the chirp, chirp, chirp going on. I'm going to take and I'm going to add, I need a total of 1.5 cups of birdseed. So what I have is just a wild bird mix. You could use more sunflowers in it, or if you had thistle seed, you could use that. But I'm going to use approximately 1.5 cups in a bowl. Let's get rid of this. And again, I know this may not be something you'd think about making, but it can be fun. Mm-hmm. And then I just need a 1/2 cup of flour or cornmeal. And like I said, we're using corn muffin mix because it's what we had in the cupboard. While I am working on that, would you cut me about, make sure it's scissors, 24-inch of string. Here's your end.
There's
that. And that's going to go through it. And then, let's get rid of the wasp that's on here. You can use wax paper. Again, we didn't have wax paper, so we're using printer paper. It's kind of sometimes using what you have at your fingertips. And so I don't know how you guys, what you have at home, or if any of you like birds. I like birds at my house and always have bird feeders until a hawk decided to make a nest. And so now I have no birds because the hawk scared them all away. So while I'm getting that birdseed ready, I would like you to go ahead and line your cup. And we're using terracotta. You could use anything you wanted, but it needs to have a hole in the bottom. So we want to line that. We want to line it, making sure we get it pretty flat there. pinched against the surfaces. Okay? Kind of get the idea there? Got the idea? Okay? Now poke a hole in the bottom of that because your loop is going to go through the bottom. And go ahead and put your loop of your yarn or whatever string you would use through the bottom of that hole you just punched in. And I am putting that 1/2 cup into the mixture here to stir it around. Again, it's approximate. This isn't science. It's not a food lab. I guess if somebody wanted to try it as a food lab, they could. But so now we have our corn mix, and with the birdseed all mixed up. Cameron has prepared the top of her bell, so when it hangs, that would be the top. The cup will come off. You could use several small terracotta pots or something else. You just want to be able to get that string through the bottom. All right, so here comes the fun now. We're going to add this mixture, so will you go ahead? We're going to stir this all together. Give that a good stir. Virginia, do we have some people watching us today being finally entertained by our chirping? You know, yesterday we hopped. Today we're chirping. You know, we never know what we're going to do around here. So she's getting a fairly thick mixture here, if you want to see. Okay, and we want to get that stirred in pretty well. All right, now the little tricky part, it's hard to do on your own. You want to keep your string in the center without pulling up too much. And we'll just go ahead and stick this underneath in case any of it happens to leak out. So I have my tail, holding it in the center. Now what we need to do is come in and just start putting our birdseed around. We do want to keep that string in the center, of course, as much as you can. We know it's not going to be perfect. Well, that guy had some tunes playing too. Oh, that's what we should have brought out. We should have brought out our own little Bluetooth speaker. What were we thinking? Oh, we could sing, right? We could sing. I bet somebody would love to hear a song today. All right, so she's keeping that kind of in the middle. You can do it on your own if you want, but it's kind of nice to have somebody to help you hold that string. I tried it when I was making it last night. I'm going to start dumping some in there. So again, it's a simple project. Now, other bird feeders you can make. Does anybody have any suggestions on that? I know another easy one that you can do is go outside and pick up the pine cones. Have you girls done that before? And you roll the pine cone in peanut butter. Put peanut butter on the pine cone and then roll it in the bird seed and tie a string on it. That's one way. That would be another way. What's another way? I don't know if anybody else has a different idea for bird feeder. You could use popsicle sticks and build a little bird feeder. So we're getting all of our bird seed in there. Okay, so now we got it packed down in there nicely. The next thing we would want to do is obviously to let that set up. Pop it in the freezer is the fastest way to do it. I let mine freeze overnight just because that's what I had. So now she's done with that part. Come back the next morning, slide that to the side, and we had our bell, and I already kind of showed you. I pulled it out of the terracotta pot. Again, wax paper works well, but we had freezer paper. It has the wax on one side. That's what we need. So when we pulled it apart, now we have our bell. It is a little sticky and it is a little heavy, okay? Now, if you pull this string right now, what's gonna happen?
It's gonna fall right through.
It's gonna fall right through. So before you hang it up, take something such as an old washer or something that Grandpa has laying in the tool shed that's not needed anymore, and we're gonna tie that on the bottom. And I'm actually gonna be a little fancy and go through it so it will stay semi-flat a little bit better. Get it through there again. So now I'm going to tie my string so it won't fall through. Again, fun little project, hopefully that somebody can have a little bit of fun with their grandkids or maybe come up with a different way to use it. So now when I lift my bell, hypothetically speaking, the washer should hold it from falling through. So now I can take this out and hang it on the tree and watch. You know, I think it'd be really fun to watch the squirrels try to eat this because they would just bat back and forth. It's it's kind of like a homemade suet. Now you'll notice ours is far from perfect, but that's okay. It is kind of heavy, surprisingly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let it freeze. I would suggest, even if it's going to be a really, really hot day, may not be the best project for a 120-degree day, but on a rainy day, great project, and you can hang it outside the tree and feed your little birds. Again, as always, we love to hear your ideas, get your feedback. You know, maybe somebody has a better idea. I'm sure.
Someone said to use a large button.
Oh, that would be a good idea. Somebody probably has a lot better ideas than I do, so it'd be awesome to hear those. But as always, we like to bring you something to be creative and have a little bit of fun with. Good project. You can do it with your sisters.
Of course, yes. We'll have to make some.
Yeah. I don't know how much they would be into it, but I kind of think that they might like it.
It's kind of like cooking, but for birds.
Yeah, cooking for birds. And you're going kind of in a vacation that would have some birds.
Yes.
Not that you're going to stay anywhere, but the girls and Heidi are headed to Minnesota, so there'll be birds there. They could put one out and see if they'd eat it. All sorts of fun. Anyway, we hope you have fun and always enjoy our Take Home Tuesdays. If you do, let us know. If you don't tell us. Okay? We don't want it. We only want positive feedback, just teasing. We love to get information from you. So until next Tuesday, we hope you find some time to be creative and have fun. Have a great day.